Hello everyone, how's it going? Let me turn off my tap camera because we don't need that. I just filmed a video. Let me slightly redirect the audio to be that away because we'll be in this general direction. Okay, currently it's just me. Meg will be here in a second, but we're organizing. We're organizing shelves. So if you see a stack of games over here, that's because your eyes work. Oh, where's my seltzer? 1 second. I want my seltzer. The stack of games is because your eyes work over here. These are games that I took out from... My overflow is like the laundry room. I put all my overflow there while I figure out how to make things neat. Since the last time, it hasn't gotten significantly messier, but it has gotten a drop messy, which tends to happen. I find game rooms, at least my game room... Tell me this. How does your game operate? How does your game room operate? Is it in a constant state of... The word I'm looking for is not attrition. What's the word I'm looking for? When things slowly break down. The universe, entropy, okay? Entropy. So game room, my game room is a constant state of entropy. It's always decaying unless I'm maintaining it. So it's minimally decayed since last time. But our goals for today, and by our goals I mean my goals for today are to kind of continue to organize where things left off before, and then we cleared up enough shelves on this shelf over here that I kind of want to move... What's up?
It's so clean down here.
I cleaned. Yeah.
Wow. There's carpet everywhere.
Yeah. Anyways.
Whoa.
This is what I do every now
I'm
and then.
impressed.
Well, it was going to be on camera.
Did you vacuum?
I did vacuum. How do you know?
Whoa. Because I can see the lines.
I did vacuum. Yeah.
Whoa. Hello.
Anyways. But part of that's a whole different conversation. So, where are we? You are going to... Chat, we're going to get caught up to you in a second. I have no clue what you're saying. Meg's got her tablet. She's going to do whatever.
That's why I was literally just like, why am I looking in my backpack? What did I need out of it?
Tablet.
It's my tablet.
I'm going to start organizing things. And if you have any questions, let us know your questions so that Meg can catch up on your questions and we can get to whatever your questions are. Outside of that, hopefully they can hear us. That would be a problem.
Why is there a
gap there?
Yeah.
Great question. So chat, you might see a gap between these two shelves areas. Well, here's the reason, okay? It's actually pretty cool.
Oh.
So, well, that depends on your definition of cool. The reason there's a gap is because this table was my first original game table, and I custom designed this topper over here very specifically.
Oh, what's it called, Alex?
It's called the Radcliffe. I custom designed this topper.
Oh, it's so cold. The seat's cold.
I custom designed this topper, and what I mean by custom designed is what I did is I wanted this topper to rest on the edges, but it's a drop. It's not a perfect square. It's a drop narrower than a perfect square, so that if I take the topper and I rotate it, it actually goes down into the table. So it's a drop shot. It's like 1 inch shorter on one side so that it fits into the table, and then I pick it out, rotate, and it lies on the edges. So this has to be a very specific shape for that to work. That side of the table is the side I got it recently, the topper over there. When I started using this as my filming table, I was like, I need a bigger filming surface area, so I got that. And we talked about this in a previous video. I actually got 2 of them, but they don't fit perfectly on the table because of tiny, minuscule amounts of centimeters that would cost me hundreds of dollars to get redone. So I'm not going to for right now. Anyways, I'm going to start organizing things.
I don't know if you answered this. I don't think you did. It says,
Not
hey there, recently picked up Kingdom Builder Empire Edition and was wondering if you recommend an expansion on the very first playthrough or base game only.
It depends on who you are and what you do. I would say that, to me, Kingdom Builder is a game that thrives more on... The expansions spread the game's variety out. So, like, the base game, playing with... There are things that add mechanical rules. But honestly, the base game to me is just as satisfying as half the expansions. Just play the base game, and then you can mix in tiles. There are things that add small rules, but a lot of the expansion stuff is about variety of experience, not necessarily new rules. If you've played Dominion, actually designed by the same person, it's going to have the same kind of idea. Some Dominion expansions introduce new concepts, but a lot of it's just about the card variety, so just start with the base game. Who cares?
Hello, Joey. Alex.
Yes.
Just for me.
Just for you.
Can we make these like just like a general, like kind of just matching like a
Alexa,
light color?
set basement home theater to reading.
Okay.
That worked. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I think that's like more. I understand that's for
Choose what you want.
for Kickstarter or crowdfunding.
Hey.
Game Found.
Hey.
Whatever. It's both.
Game Found.
Both.
Okay.
Game Found. Bryce says, did you all talk about the recent retiring FFG is talking, oh my gosh.
Yes.
I can't say it.
So, no, she did not.
With Marvel Champions and Arkham, curious what you think.
So, what they're doing, and this is what I
didn't know.
This is what I plan on talking about in my weekend review this week, which I should be filming today. But basically, it's going to replace my Creator Spotlight. It's going to be a topic of the week. What Fantasy Flight is doing is they are retiring. They're retiring the concept. No, they're not retiring. They're changing it into a standard or whatever it is mode. Basically, the idea that only the past 2 years of sets counts. So if you're playing Arkham Horror the card game, only the past 2 years are in the meta. That is an appropriate expression. That expression right there is an appropriate expression.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
For Arkham, I have that look, but I believe for Marvel Champions they do tournaments.
Do they?
So that is a little relevant.
It's cooperative.
Let
How
me
do you do a
know.
tournament?
I think it's team things that you try to. I don't know. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I honestly have no idea. Maybe it's not tournaments. Maybe it's just gameplay sessions.
Either way. So their article does a great job of picking apart all of the questions you're already going to have. They do a much worse job actually answering those questions, in my opinion. Meaning, there's a lot of questions.
I know that Nelson goes to Marvel Champion conventions.
Yeah. There's a lot of good questions about
Let
it.
us know.
To me, they are in, again, I plan on talking this fully in my weekend review, so I'm not going to fully talk about it here. But effectively, they are in a lose-lose situation. I understand the reasons they want to do it.
Is it that they don't want to print the old stuff?
So it's a combination of several things.
Because that kind of... It makes sense not carrying old
Apparently we're going to get into it a bit more now.
I don't know.
So there's a few main reasons. The first reason is it helps them from a balance standpoint to not have to take into account every single card ever.
Right,
That's
which
one.
happens in every card game ever.
Yes. Number two, but the problem is the reason that's a lose-lose is, as somebody who just plays it myself, what you've just told me is you've just said, hey, you're going to have a lot more duplicate content in your Marvel Champions going forward. Enjoy, because we don't want to design forever, which I get, but it is what it is.
Here's the thing. Here's the question, right? Not to say whether that's right or wrong or anything like that, but the question is, because it leads me to if they need to somehow re-break the rules again because of how big card games can grow.
Yeah.
Would you rather something like this, or would you rather a Marvel Champions 2?
I'd rather Marvel Champions 2.
Yeah, like a reiteration.
Change the
Second
rules,
edition.
give me a new version.
Yeah.
Because
that's what you usually see.
I understand why they're doing it. I think it's a hard problem that they're in no matter what. The problem is I think that nobody takes cooperative standard mode seriously. And they talk about it in the article, they just give solutions that don't actually work.
For Arkham, that's very odd to me, especially because so much of it is story-based that, it doesn't actually matter if, some of the monsters have the same abilities because they, do different things thematically. So whatever. But for Marvel, maybe that makes sense. I don't know.
Doesn't make sense to me.
If they do things, which I have no idea how that works. Someone let me know. And no one's letting us know. I store 0 of my games vertically, so watching this hurts my brain. Michael, I really like storing some of them vertically, but there's a specific way to do it that, if you have a game... What's one I could just grab?
What are you trying to grab?
Just the game. I don't know, I'm scared now.
What are you trying to do?
Show just an inside.
Okay.
Here, we'll do Harmonies. Harmonies is low.
So
Nothing bad will happen. I don't know how Alex has this stored. But I'll show you how I comfortably store things vertically. So we'll see. We'll see if it's the same. But I always make sure that the picture is how I put it up. And so, yeah, see, this one's great anyway because everything's packed in. So there's no way, nothing's happening. So this one's honestly a bad example. But usually what I do, I'm going to fold this out and take this stuff out. Honestly, I did not know this insert was like this. I don't think I've ever opened Harmonies. It's on BGA. So here's the cards. And what I always do is this one actually stores this way because the cards go in this box. But if they didn't, and if they just went in this empty part, I would make sure this is like this. I would make sure this is like this. And then I would make sure the cards are however they need to be down there. And then that's just how I always move it. So I always make sure it stays like that. But it's always fine. Nothing bad happens. This is a great insert. Do you know this insert? Off the top of your head?
Is it 3D printed?
No, it's theirs.
Oh,
They
no.
did this. They can take full credit.
One second.
It's pretty cool. Brian says, Alex Meg, where is the Level Up Roundup video? I stopped tracking my plays, so I hope that you wrote down.
I was at my place. Does that help you?
It does, because I took a lot of pictures. So I think I took pictures of most things that I just think I have a few gaps to fill in, and I remember most of them.
Did you log Rebel Princess?
I didn't log anything yet, so...
Oh, then never mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have to go through and actually... I stopped logging, the Wednesday before Level Up and have not caught up, so... Everything's fine. But the good thing is I do take a lot of pictures, so I have pictures to go back through, at least. Hello, Danny.
Why do you have crits and trickser?
Huh?
Why do you have crits and trickser?
I was just gonna look at it at some point.
Cool.
Is that fine? Then I got worried. It's fine for people to see.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't
exist.
Oh, look at this insert. Okay, this is theirs.
Cool.
That's pretty nifty.
That's nice.
I like shook it around.
I'm pretty sure I have a 3D printed copy ready to go.
Alright, so, hi Alex, hi Meg. I always love your videos. Is the biggest core game box you own Primal? I don't own Primal, so I would say mine is probably Madara. I think Madara is bigger than Gloomhaven.
I mean, are we counting weight or physical size? Honestly, either answer. Core box.
Oh my gosh, successful. Like,
What?
that is my ADHD.
What?
Successful. No, we have to pause. We have to pause the live stream and thank Successful for 2
being
straight
how
years of
many
being a member.
24 months.
I fully ignored it. Successful. But honestly, I don't know what it is. But that was like, I saw something different and my brain just, wow. I can't explain what that was.
I've been
Exactly 2 years. That is insane. I can't fathom.
That happens once every 2 years.
I can't fathom that it's been that long.
I've actually been doing a thing with Successful recently where...
No, it's Successful. That was bad.
For whatever reason, what I've been doing is I decided to start learning random BGA games. Just like once a day I'm learning a new game on Board Game Arena. And I've been playing with Successful. I'm just like, here's a new game. I learned it. Okay, Successful. Here you go. You learned it too. Now we play. So we've just been playing random games one time a piece. Although we actually are playing Architects of Miotis for the second time. So that's probably good.
This is also the ADHD, but that super bright light is just like, could it be like that way but not exactly this way? I don't know. I guess I don't need to look that way. I'll just try to not look at it. But ooh, my eyes. That made my eyes... Whew. Just got X-Men Dice Storm yesterday, and I celebrated by watching y'all play. Haha. When I read haha, should I just laugh?
Oh my gosh, I got a comment yesterday. I'll tell you a comment I got. Go ahead.
And then they said, is it possible to play with y'all? How can it happen?
Where do you live?
Yeah, Julio, do you go to conventions or live somewhere that's easy to get to? Because it's not on BGA. As someone who loves BGA,
do you know the
and
comment?
Feel free to invite me in games on BGA. A lot of people will just randomly invite me to games. That's the best way to play games with me on BGA because I am very distractible, but feel free to just invite me to stuff and I'll play it. But we'll find games that I know because usually I don't want to learn a new game randomly on BGA.
So I got a comment yesterday. This just made me think of somebody's like watching an older video. They were watching my Ark Nova review and they commented, "You are literally my least favorite person in the entire board game space." That was the comment. And like, I didn't even block the person. I'm like, I commented back. I was like, genuinely.
They came here just to say that.
But and the problem is,
just so you know,
what's even worse? He has his own like he has a YouTube channel with like 3 videos and his own Patreon. So like he should know better. But like I didn't even block him because I commented back. I was like, I genuinely just want to know. Like, please tell me. Like, what goes through your head that you think that that's a reasonable thing to say to another human being? Like, what? Like, I understand if you don't like my content. Like. And, like, I understand people complaining, like, oh, your take on Blood on the Clock Tower is terrible. Fine. But that's just, like, literally just, like, I hate you, and I want you to know it.
Yeah.
Like, just interesting.
Yeah. Not to mention, the thing I love to remind people when stuff like that happens is if you comment on my video and you dislike me, you're going to see my videos more often because the algorithm doesn't know what your comment said and it just saw you interacting with things and saying, like, oh, I'm going to put something on this video. So you're just going to see more of my face. That's what's going to happen. So if you don't like the person, don't interact with their stuff because it doesn't do what you think it's gonna do. Did you answer what your biggest core box is?
So core box is almost certainly Primal. If you're talking about general box, probably the Trove Chest.
Primal's bigger than Oathsworn.
Yeah, if for any single core box alone, anything that's that size is not a core box.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could argue, this is close, but no, Primal's bigger. This thing that I'm pointing at is close. It doesn't actually exist, technically. It's the thing that was an unboxing.
Mosaic is huge.
Mosaic's pretty big.
Like it's not
Primal big.
I know, but for a game that's just like a standalone, like, you know, play it and whatever.
Everybody is close, but it's the same height and not as long.
Yeah, but then there's ones like Madara that are longer, so it's like, what do you count that as?
Did you bring this down here?
No.
Did I bring it down here? Good on me. Good on me for cleaning.
I have no idea. I don't know. Okay. I'm excited about X-Men Dice Throne, honestly. I know Dice Throne, there's so much Dice Throne, but I don't care. I really like it. Alex, take your turns on BGM.
Yeah. Wait, what did Successful say that made you go on shock? Just the member thing?
Yeah, that it had been there for a while.
Oh.
And
yeah.
I felt kind of
I know,
bad.
that's why I'm talking
I
about BGM,
hadn't
because
seen
he
it.
said that.
Hello, Monica. I still want to play Madara. I know. I haven't played it. I just have it. I need to play it. Hi, Alex and Meg. I'm designing a game that you won't be able to buy, but have to be invited if you'd like to play it. What are your thoughts on this concept?
Okay. Instinctively, immediately no. But tell me more. Like, what's the game plan?
Does that mean that it's free? That you can, like, just share with friends? Like, is it kind of just you share around? Or is it, like, the publisher decides who they invite on?
Well, like, when you think of Facebook had this, like, you can't join Facebook unless you're invited. And first, you have to be in university or a campus or whatever it was, one of the schools. Then you have to be invited. So exclusivity does have a degree of helping people want that thing. But in many cases, exclusivity makes people just stop caring about that thing. Mm-hmm. And in the board game space, there are so many board games that don't have this that, like, I can't imagine anyone jumping through hoops to get to your exclusive game unless there's a reason. A reason might be things like, we have the newest Marvel card game and it's licensed and it's beta invite only. That can work because you have a huge IP drawing it. So I guess the question is, what's the draw of your game that makes somebody want to try to get to it? Because there has to be a draw. Otherwise...
Right. I think it depends on how that goes. I think it depends on many things. That Iridia box is a beast. Yes, it is. Actually, Agamonia is pretty big, too. Agamonia is pretty big.
I think Primal's bigger, but Agamonia could be.
Divinity is also pretty big, but is Divinity gone?
Divinity is gone.
Divinity is gone. Thanks, Bill. Bill, I don't know what the ouch was from, but I assume I don't know the context now.
Probably the comment that I made.
Oh, that they said. Oh, yeah. Probably.
It wasn't honestly. Okay, so it's a real moment. Real moment.
Oh, because then they said love the content.
Yeah.
You and Meg are awesome. That makes sense.
Real moment here. There are things that people can say on the internet that hurt my feelings. There are. I'm a human being. I have thick skin, but not impenetrable skin. But, like, that doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, you as a human being are so far removed from what I can possibly imagine, like, any functional human being operating as. Like,
We're not going to talk about what hurts my feelings.
No, it hurting my feelings.
I won't tell you.
Like, when I can reasonably understand more where you're coming from, like, sure, that might hurt my feelings more. Like, but to literally just go and say, I hate your existence, like, okay, I'm sorry you didn't wake up right in the morning. By the way, this is the guy's, I recognize his face because I did click on his profile, because I will do that. Because I like to see if it's like a kid or something like that, I don't know. Because then it even means even less. But I don't remember his last comment. He once upon a time left another comment that was also aggressive. And multiple times he has not been blocked because I find him so fascinating. Like, usually people who actually are just mean, I block them. He's so mean.
You're like, what's gonna happen next?
He's so mean that I'm like, because I don't have patience. If you hurt my feelings, I don't have patience to deal with you. Goodbye, leave. But if you don't hurt my feelings, like, what are you?
I agree.
What happened?
Sometimes it's like, where did this come from?
It's curiosity. It really is.
Yeah.
But also, thank you.
Alex, how is the Tamashii playthrough going? Getting through the campaign backlog? Oh my gosh, your campaign backlog.
It's set up right now under that blue thing. It's currently set up. I have only gotten 2 games in, which is sad, but I'm really enjoying it. Here's the problem. Here's what I do. This is what I do, like, literally every night, okay? Every night, not every night, but, like, whenever I have time. It's the ritual. This happened last night, okay? 12:30 at night, I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I'm gonna play around with Tamashii. And literally, 12:30 at night, I'm like, I'm gonna play around with Tamashii. And I was like, you know what? I will first learn a new game, then I will play Tamashii. I learned a new game, and I was like, now it's 1:20. I'm gonna go to bed. And this keeps happening. I keep sitting down.
In here?
It's right underneath there.
Yeah.
I keep sitting down to play it, and then being like, let me do one thing first.
I was gonna say you should leave it in the table, but
I have been, but I like it. I actually really like it right now. I'm curious. I'll see how far I'll go.
You know what you should do? Here's like a slight suggestion, although that's very late, so like you do you. What if you took the topper off so it was exposed, and then learned the game like on this side, so that way you're like looking at it.
Well, this guy
that
has a
make it more
video that needs to
enticing?
be filmed, speaking of which.
No, I'm saying if you were learning a game on this side and just had the topper open to see it.
Possibly.
I don't know.
I think my problem is there's so many things I'm trying to do at any given point. I'm trying to keep up with GameFound. I'm trying to film videos. I'm trying to play games. I'm trying to...
What a hard life.
I'm trying to read books. One of my new commitments was read more books this year. I want to read 12 regular books this year and 6 nonfiction, which I started on. But every time I want to do one thing, there's a part of me that's like, which of the things do you want to tackle first? Let's get your review backlog down. Let's play Tamashi. All of them are important, and I just pick and choose what I do.
I'm gonna go back, but first I'm gonna skip to, Leonardo says, "You're my second favorite content creator." I don't know if that's a joke or not, but I found that very funny.
So that's first of all, the kind of thing I would say. Because I would say that because, yeah, that's a compliment. Second favorite out of so many, it's a compliment. But to some people, that could be an insult. Like, why do you have to say I'm second favorite?
I don't know.
But I don't know how it's intended. I take it as a compliment. There's a lot of content creators. Second favorite's pretty good.
I think it is meant nice, but also funny.
So, Leonardo, just for context, I self-diagnose myself as minorly on the spectrum. Because I will say things like that, and I'm like, that is a compliment. Straight up. Like, to me... If I say something that should be a compliment at its mathematical breakdown, then it's a compliment. And if you don't take it that way, well, that you should have taken it as a compliment, dude.
It feels like a little therapy session.
It is.
A live therapy session. So Jason said, a lot of people just plain old suck. The thing I'll say, Jason, is that I usually think, like, the person that said that to Alex, I don't think anything in Alex's videos upset them to the point to make that comment. They were already, like, in a point or a state of, like, I'm ready to do this kind of a comment, that I think that it's not... I think that's why it's not personal, because it's not...
Oh, it's personal.
Well, but it's not about you, it's that this is the place where they're just choosing to direct the thing. That's my 2 cents. Like, sure, they probably have had a reason to be like, oh, well, and then screw this guy.
Now I want to see if you're applied.
Whoa.
Sorry, that's Mark Rober.
$10,000!
I want to see if you're applied even now. Let me go to my Ark Nova video.
Monica says, I'm still a turning wheel blogger, so I haven't met hecklers in the comments yet. That is great.
Okay.
And hopefully it stays that way.
No reply.
I mean,
No reply.
usually, generally, like, it's rare. We're saying it happens, but it's rare. It's not... Most comments are... Everyone's, like, into board games. Sometimes they'll disagree with you and not like the games, but, like, that's valid. Those feelings are valid.
Well, all feelings are valid.
Sure.
Just,
I know. Okay, so Julio says he's in Texas and would love to attend cons, just don't know which ones to go to, or if I'll have time this year. I have a 2-year-old and another on the way. Well, I don't know Texas at all, so I'm sure you might have local cons where you could play with some people, if that's something that you wanted to do. But also, maybe at some point. There is also BGA, but that means not Dice Throne. I'm sure Dice Throne is on TTS, but I don't know. I could play TTS. All you have to do is invite 2 people you play that invites 2 people to play. Exactly, successful. The game that if you have to be invited to play.
Oh, yeah, but it has to work. You have to get people on board.
Right.
That seems hard.
Monica says, I get a sense I should reorganize my collection too at some point, though I do it already from time to time due to new incoming games. Yeah, that's always the struggle of, I feel like new games I just kind of
Why do I have this here?
shove everywhere. There's one bookshelf in my house that is a nightmare, an absolute nightmare of like games behind and games in front and like just really, really bad. And yeah, that's kind of what I do until I reorganize. And I'm just not going to think about that right now.
Never think about it.
I'm just not going to think about it. Alex, do you know if you're getting a prototype copy of Puerto Rico Special Edition? I knew the answer to this. Ta-da!
No, I'm not.
Ta-da! It's not coming because it's already here.
Although, speaking of which, I do have to play it, but...
Robbie Singer says, hi everyone, I'm late. Can I get a recap? Alex, can we get a 60-second recap of what stream has been for the first 27 minutes?
We've organized games, people on the internet are mean, and I have Puerto Rico Special Edition. You're caught up.
Okay. The new reprint of Black Sonata, Fair Youth, Strange Shadows, and For Northwood arrived today in Texas. Woohoo! Many games to play. Monica says, is it playground mean like a toddler tantrum speaking as a daycare teacher? But again, I've already lost the conversation.
We're talking with the person.
You will probably remember.
We're talking with the person who's
But
mean.
Playground mean?
I think it's just saying like I don't know what playground mean is. It's just like
Unsure.
being grumpy on the playground. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, is I feel like I just don't remember exactly what led to that. Have you got the full release of Elder Scrolls Chip Theory games? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Not yet, and I can't imagine my thoughts would change much. Nothing's changed between the copy I had last and the new one. Mm-hmm. To the best of my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe it's the same game. We just had pre-production. Like they made some small tweaks to like the player mats were.
I think they added stuff.
Did they? To the final game?
Not anything different. I think when we played, there weren't like all of the classes available.
No, I already have the expansion.
Oh, you mean gotcha. All right. My 13-year-old son is autistic/special needs, and I'm a huge video/board game collector, fan of your channel, and would love to hear a few quick recommendations for games that are in the 8 to 10 age range. 8 to 10. Kara?
So, can you let me know anything that he already likes in any way? Because I find that there's such a wide umbrella. And the answer could be, I don't know yet. That's a valid answer. It just changes my recommendations will be vastly different if you tell me 2 games.
He added 2 and have a simple rule set that are easy to grasp and follow and fun for the whole family. Yeah. So I'll see what he says.
If you can give me 2 recommendations of things he already likes that has worked well, I can give you a much, much better recommendation than coming from ground zero.
There's the Alchemist one. The My Little Alchemist.
It is, but it's deduction. There's a degree of deduction. I don't know if deduction works for you or not. Or him specifically.
Meg, what are your favorite Rolling Realm promos based off mechanics? Aaron. That's not fair for me to have to think about.
There's so many.
I know, and I have to think without them in front of me. I really liked the Arnak one. I don't think I've played it a ton, but I liked how that one worked, but I can't completely remember. I really liked how the Tidal Blades one worked with getting the monsters. Those are the 2 that I can remember literally off the top of my head. Because I'm really bad at remembering things like that without looking at it. But I did like those 2 a lot. Yeah. Why can't I literally can't think of any others. It's kind of silly, but I thought the rock, paper, scissors one was funny. It worked. Okay. There isn't an IP draw to it. Oh, so this is the person with the inviting person. There isn't an IP draw to it. I also wouldn't have to send you anything for you to play, as you already have everything you'll need to play. All I'd have to do is inform you of the rules.
This is even less compelling. I'm sorry. This is, by the way, just for the record, this is how I give advice, and I apologize for it. I am direct. You're asking a direct question about opinions. If you want sugar-coated advice, we can do that too. But this is not that time. A game that doesn't require any special components has so little interest to me personally. I have a hard time describing how little interest. Like when you talk about things like Nana, games like Trio and Nana, you can play those with a deck of cards. But like I'm not going to, because part of the components add to the experience. Now it is entirely possible you will blow my mind, but so far you're saying more and more things that make me less interested, not more interested. So, and again, I'm a target audience. I'm not all target audiences, so take that as you will. And I'm open to having my mind blown, just, skeptical.
Right, like I can understand if it's something like a Link, like how Codenames is, and you can play that, if it's something like that, but then it would just have to be, I don't know. Okay. David said, okay, so never mind, because that was David adding the simple rule set, but we're going to find out more. Let me see if he said more. He did not again. Okay. Monica says, I sometimes leave a game all set up on the table while learning, even if it takes weeks. Yeah. I often, I've left games out sometimes with the hope of playing them, and then they never get played, and then it's really sad when you put them away. But it is what it is sometimes. Hello, Stacy. What table do you have? This was already answered, but do you want to...
The Radcliffe.
This one's the Radcliffe?
This table over here is the Radcliffe, and it's from Uniquely Geek.
Uniquely Geek. Is it in the link to the description?
It should be.
It's actually linked in the description.
Good call. I forgot about that.
Okay. Timothy says second out of how many? But again, I don't know what we're talking
The
about.
content creators.
Oh, gotcha. That's true. That's true. If it's only 2, then that's... Well, I mean, who cares, honestly.
I honestly, I just took it as a compliment.
Right.
That's good enough
that
for
would,
me.
Yeah.
I could dig into it more, but...
Sure. Stacy says, if you break everything down, none of it's personal. It all depends on the state of mind. Yeah. I think usually people that make those kind of comments are already prepared to talk like that before you trigger them.
I will always quote Rodney Smith on this, always, because there are people on the internet. There are people on the internet who I don't like. And don't like is, I don't dislike them on a personal level, but something about the way they present their content or who knows what, I just don't care for it. And I might have critical opinions of how different people approach things, both in the board game space and not in the board game space. And this is all true. But what Rodney Smith said one time, which stands with me so strongly to this day, is he said the kind of person who's willing to leave a comment about how much they don't like you isn't the kind of person he is. And so that means the feedback he's getting is from someone who doesn't match how he would operate in life. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I would never think to be mean to someone on the internet, and you clearly do, why does your opinion matter to me? This would be a quid. Like, I mean, it's not meant to be dismissive. It's just genuine. Like, if somebody who doesn't play modern board games doesn't like, I don't know, Terraforming Mars, does it mean anything? No, they're coming from such a different framework, it doesn't actually matter. Go ahead.
I have an example.
Yeah.
I get anxiety sometimes while driving. I really like driving, but sometimes I'll get anxiety. For example, if people beep at me. And if I am in, like, a parking lot and I know I'm not near anything and people beep at me because they just want me to, like, move faster in the lane or something, I don't get upset. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, I did nothing wrong and everything's fine. But if I'm, like, accidentally in, like, a close call where I pulled out and I shouldn't have or something and some people beep at me, I'm like, my adrenaline is going because I'm like, that makes sense because I would also beep too, and it's because I was in a scary situation. So I think that's, like, I mean, not the same thing, but kind of the same thing, that when people get road rage against me and I know I'm doing nothing wrong, I just don't care. It doesn't bother me at all, and I just, it's nothing to me. So I think that's kind of the same, but I don't know. Cyberjeff says, I typically listen to Alex at 2 times speed. There's no faster way to get information on a game. Sometimes you get 1,000 other things too, but I appreciate you both. Cyberjeff, I don't know if I believe you. You don't listen to Alex on 2 times speed.
Oh, so many people do. I do. When I'm timestamping my videos, it's 2 times speed.
Well, yeah, you're timestamping.
And then I go back to regular speed and I'm like, wow, I'm so slow. What are people talking about?
Well, yeah. But 2 times, that's a lot. Miles says, how do you guys organize your collections? Miles, for me, I keep certain genres together, but currently everything is just a mess with where it fits. I don't have a good answer. But Alex has been spending a couple of these live streams reorganizing everything that you see all around here. This looks really good. I just realized all of these colors. These look very pretty. Yeah. I like what's going on.
That's Tamashi. See that? That's the game in the middle of.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool. I like it.
So yeah, Alex, do you want to give like a little, I know you've said this like a lot now from doing things, but
yeah, the
for
short
this
version,
stream?
For me, very shortly, the first thing I do is I organize by cubby. By each individual cubby, I want it to look presentable on its own. So trying to get like-sized things. Once we're past the like-sized things, I try to go to similar genre. So I've often pointed as, this is one of my favorite cubbies. It is a near perfect square, and it's all Uwe Rosenberg games. That's the perfect cubby. That cubby is, I love it. Some cubbies are less perfect. So, you know, you have, let's say this cubby over here has 3 boxes. They all stand out a little bit. I don't love it. They're not necessarily, they're all Euro games, so I have that, but it's good. It's not great. And some cubbies are pure chaos. Usually when you're looking at my review copies or unplayed games, I don't even try. At that point, I just go, for reviewed and unplayed, I just go by box size and shape and putting it into the cubby.
I really need to redo mine.
You like what?
I need to redo mine. The more I keep thinking about the amount of games in my house,
we can do a live stream at your place and I'll handle chat.
It's really overwhelming.
But yeah, so, and then once I'm done with cubby, then I'll try to, and again, I still haven't done this fully, but like, it's already like there-ish, but not perfect. Once I'm done with cubby, I'll start trying to rearrange the cubbies. I'll be like, hey, that's a Euro cubby, that's a Euro cubby, let's put them together. And I'll try to do stuff like that, which I still haven't done because I'm still dealing with getting this shelf back full again, which you'll see like it is slowly filling up. We have that one cubby over there, trying to get that order or whatnot. But that's my main aspect. Some people do color, some people focus on theme most. To me, it's box, cubby size first, theme second, cubbies next to each other third.
And I like certain colored ones next to each other. Do a little color story. Alright. Hi, I'm from Romania. I have a question. Behind the Cthulhu Death May Die is another game. If it is, what game is it?
More Cthulhu Death May Die, and then More Cthulhu Death May Die, and then Marvel Zombies. I'm not sure what you're asking. Down here?
No. I think they're asking what do you keep behind those.
Cthulhu Death May Die.
It's just so there's even more boxes of it. Yeah, I think they were just saying is it blank behind it?
Oh no, there's more Cthulhu Death May Die behind Cthulhu Death May Die. All the seasons. Do you know who's working on a insert? One Sharp Joe is working on one of those thingies for Cthulhu Death May Die.
One Sharp Joe does some stuff I really like. Ever since I got those Lorcana tokens, they're really pretty. Okay, so Monica says, I am missing out on one of my big cons this year. This upcoming March, I will attend a Norwegian swim championship. Ooh, well, good luck to you, or you're attending. So are you swimming in it, or are you just watching? Cyber Jeff says, Calyx from Ikea, I copied everyone else. So I think he's saying that's what he has. Because these ones, for everyone to know, I believe they're all Home and Garden. Is that correct? They're all the Walmart brand instead. I have Calyxes at my house, as well as some Walmart ones, as well as my regular game room is the Ikea Hemnes instead. So it's like a bookcase instead. Because I like being able to rearrange the shelves and the heights and stuff. Alex, I rewatched your pre-level up video. I was completely wrong about those Play-Doh-Ins.
Oh my gosh, yes! I'm so happy. That makes me feel better. Thank you, Stacey.
Julio says, well, it doesn't have to be Dice Throne. I just think you two would be awesome to play a game with. Yeah, definitely BGA.
Also, for context, what happened is at Level Up, Stacey was like, these two games weren't on the Play-Doh-Wins. I'm like, yeah, they're not Play-Doh-Wins. And she's like, but they were in the video. I'm like, ooh. I was like, if I made that mistake, I'm so sorry. Like, because like, if I said it's a Play-Doh-Win and it's not, like, I'm so sorry. That's like false advertising. And to be fair, I gave myself the leeway of like, not everything will show up. These are going to be most of them. I did try to give myself leeway. But I still feel terrible. And then when she watched it again, I didn't even check back until now. It makes me feel so much better.
Successful. I almost just blocked you.
Blocked him? What do you
like, because I held on too long. I don't know. I touched weird.
Oh, I'm so
almost
annoyed.
Just blocked Successful.
That happened in a game I was playing.
After 24 months of membership. Brian says, Alex, I see Kickstarter just announced a pledge manager and stretch pay. Does GameFound feel like it is still in a better position and has more features for creators and backers?
Give me 1 second, I'll come right back and answer that. Go to the next question.
Okay, Monica says, it was about the guy who just came into the comments to say something mean. Yeah, okay, so I was correcting what I was questioning. That sounds amazing. Also, which con are you missing? Robbie says, Alex, Meg, with all of your shelves, do you dust them and the boxes stored on them, or do you not bother and just wipe off the boxes when you play them?
That one.
Robbie, for me it's 50-50 because I have pets. So regularly when I vacuum out my bottom shelves. IKEA now has like this white kind of bar thing that like it adds legs to your Calyx that you can lift your Calyx about this much. So those ones I now just vacuum underneath it and it solved that problem. But any of my Calyxes that touch the ground, I vacuum out the inside with like the tube part because I have a cat and a dog. So it just gets like hairy in there. But that's the most that I do. Sometimes though, I would say when I reorganize things, I will dust stuff out because I have a lot of like knickknacks and stuff on my shelves as well. So I would say when I do that, I tend to, I'll redo it like every 6 months, usually like seasonally. That I have a Christmas tree in my set still right now that I need to take down. It's a black one, so whatever. But when I do that, I'll dust out everything as well.
So to answer your question, I'm still trying to figure out where this box goes. So the Kickstarter put an update, lots of options. So several things are true. I think GameFound is in a very good position, and yes, anytime Kickstarter catches up at all, I'm absolutely threatened by it because, well, that is a very personal level. But anytime Kickstarter in any way introduces a feature that represents them catching up technologically wise, I don't like it because Kickstarter has the audience, and so GameFound's main reason to try to launch there is the features. And so the more Kickstarter catches up, the more we have to like aggressively get that audience first and foremost. So I'm not threatened by the individual offerings because their stretch pay is not great right now. Their stretch pay is pay over time, whatever it is. It's 4 payments over 2 months, okay, as opposed to GameFound, which has a lot more flexibility. The amounts are different. There's all these things about them that their features are just not as good yet. But it still represents any form of competitive advantage that I can hold on to at GameFound, I want. So, not threatened, yes, in a good place, but also, obviously, the less reasons to choose Kickstarter, the better for my own job.
I have a heater now. So for Monica, the con was, it's midwinter here in Norway. I will hold a solo mini winter just to feel like I get my weekend binge game fix with junk food and all. We once played Codenames using my small game boxes. So much fun. Not a big fan of the regular Codenames. Interesting.
Why is there an Oathsworn box here?
I don't know.
Like, why? Who did that? Who thought that was a good idea?
Santa.
I have no idea.
Extra. Hello, Vegas Geek. It's hard to leave a game out if you have a pet, haha. Oh, yes. Completely agree. My cat loves miniatures, and they go missing sometimes if I leave them on the table. She'll run off with them. So usually, with them, that I will take the cover and put the cover over any miniatures or stuff like that. And that usually helps, but she's a silly girl. I wish I could leave a game set up, but my wife doesn't like me leaving the game topper set up to protect the game from the cats. Yeah. Of all the content creators I am watching right now, you are my favorite. Aw, successful. Thank you. I assume you're talking to me.
Our feud is gone. We used to have that whole feud, and, like, we stopped doing it.
There's no rift. The family has settled. We just built a house, so I have a dedicated gaming room now. Just got the Jasper extra long, and it seems great so far, but I did research Uniquely Geek. Game tables are nice. Game tables are fun, no matter what it is. Mini retreats, yes. That does sound very fun, Monica. It certainly does. Cold Blue says, yay, Chaos Crew. Thank you all for doing these kinds of videos. Y'all are so fun and chaotic, but like in a good way, though.
I think I'm mostly feeling pretty good right now.
Jacob Justice says, is Elf Creek Games going to recover?
I can't imagine. If you want a more nuanced discussion, let's do a nuanced discussion. You hit a certain point. Here's the point where a company, in my opinion, can't recover. When their reputation is so bad that less than 50% of people are going to come back. So, for example, Simon, right now, people give them a lot of flack about their overdue campaigns. And yes, Massive Darkness 2 is not doing as well as the last one. But they still have a lot of people who are happy to continuously go back and back their games. They're delayed, people are frustrated, people are upset, but it is what it is. Most companies that are overdue kind of achieve that level of frustration, but most people are still going back. Mythic Games could launch the best crowdfunding campaign ever tomorrow, and the only people they would get are people who have never heard of any of the drama, which, by the way, would still be enough to make it a lot more than many creators, but nonetheless, it would be very hard to move forward in that. I think Elf Creek, anyone would and should. Like, I like the people behind it. I feel bad for the situation. Like, it's one of those things that's so hard because when you do crowdfunding, you're basically putting your business out there for everyone. And people forget that 9 out of 10 businesses fail. That's just how things work. And so when you do crowdfunding, though, that 9 out of 10 something, first of all, we're fortunate that it's not been 9 out of 10. But also, it means that when you fail to people who you've been making commitments to and then desperately, like, if you've ever had to send bad news to somebody, like, imagine, like, have sympathy for these creators. It doesn't mean let them off the hook, but it means that imagine knowing you have to send an update. Because people are like, you should have told us there were problems sooner. Stuff like that is a regular complaint. Imagine typing out an update and getting ready to hit send to tens of thousands of people who are going to hate you for saying what you have to say. Everyone is going to cling to every last possible hope and way of trying to not have to give that kind of news, but in doing so, they often make the problem worse. But, like, I have a lot of sympathy for creators and the situations they're in. It doesn't mean that you are not owed what you're owed. It doesn't mean that you don't have a valid reason to be upset or frustrated. It doesn't mean that they were right when they didn't post that update. But it does mean that some degree of grace is always, like, worth having. I don't think Elf Creek recovers. I hope they find jobs and income and all that. And I hope their games make their way to all the backers. But I don't imagine people are going to back their games in the future, or at least not nearly to the volume you would need.
No. Question for Alex. I sent him an empty Enish box because he said he liked the art better on the second cover. This was almost exactly a year ago. Did you ever receive it?
I think so. You have your Enish box, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have the cool, because, actually, fun fact, I don't know if you know this.
Wait, did you swap them and not give me the other box cover?
I think you have both now.
I think I do.
You have both. So Meg once upon a time saw my Inish box and said, I like yours better. And I was like, great, I like yours better. So we agreed to swap. Then Meg's like, actually I have had second thoughts. I do like mine better. Then when you sent me your Inish box, I'm going to find my copy of Inish wherever it is. But when you sent me your Inish box, where is my Inish?
I feel like it was,
Yeah, they're right here.
I knew.
This is the new box.
Yeah,
this is the one. So then I got the new one that I liked, and Meg has both.
Oh, I should put it out. I've been putting some empty boxes. I have some empty boxes because of reasons. And I've been putting some out in a certain room as, like, art.
Do you want something cute?
And I should look for that.
Do you want something very cute? This is cute, okay? I sometimes have emotions and nice feelings.
I'm going to make a note for myself to look for that box.
See what this is?
Oh my gosh.
My son has a time capsule project for school that he had to do like 4 years ago. Okay?
4 years?
I think it was 4 years ago.
What's the year on that? 33?
Do not open until...
So it's probably 23.
Oh, it's probably then. It's probably 10 years ago. Do not open until 2033. And I was like, what could I possibly do?
What game am I not getting rid of?
What game am I definitely not totally getting rid of? Like, what's a safe place to put this thingy?
That's so funny that you would use a board game for that.
I don't know why I did, but for whatever reason, I remember it's here.
Yeah, I want to look for that, because if I have it, I want to use it for display.
See, now if people come to my house, they're going to be like, which games does Alex like the most, and what can we go digging for? I think it's the only thing. I think it's the only thing I have hidden in a board game box.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is slightly a tangent, you guys, but I listen to the podcast My Favorite Murder. A lot of us do. But on My Favorite Murder, there was a thing this week where they were talking about people, like, write in all kinds of stories. And one of them was about how they used to hide money in, like, a whole bunch of different places. Because it was back before, like, it was easy to deposit cash. And, like, it was back in the 90s. And this person would hide money everywhere. And that just makes me think of, like, what you could have hidden in all of these boxes. Like...
Dead bodies.
All kinds of things. I was thinking gems. Okay. I have the honorary title of... Okay, so Monica says, I have the honorary title of First Lady at the con because I was the only female gamer at the first con. A different Norwegian championship made me lose my every year streak. Aw. Yeah, I remember the dark times.
Okay.
Now there's so many women in gaming, it's lovely. That, like, at Level Up, there were so many of us together, it was insane. Insane. Woo! Ooh, thank y'all. Hi guys, I recently watched a video with you showing off a life counter for Primal by One Sharp Joe. It looks cool, but how do you use it since the monster's health changes through the course of the game? I believe that we're tracking up to the break point. Is that what it is? Or no? Unsure, but Alex is going to show us.
Okay. So first of all, we got more counters. They're going to be in future videos, so we'll just show them here. But we have a few things. First of all, we now have your player counters over here. Am I doing this the right way? There we go. These are your player health counters. So you have individual counters for your player health as well now, which they go way higher than your player health will ever be. So enjoy. We have our struggle counter. This will count your struggle. And these are just magnets. They come straight off over here like so. And then you have your life counter.
I love what he does.
The goal of the life counter is just to track the current monsters. Which way am I? This way? No, this way. So the goal of the life counter is just to track the current stage. So the monster's health is changing, but these you just set it to whatever the numbers are. So if the monster's health is currently, let's say you're at a stage where the monster's health is 14 health per player, just at a 28 in a 2-player game. When the monster's health goes higher, you just set it. But you're only tracking the current breakpoint amount. And then once you go above 28, you reset.
I want to play Primal.
I also want to play Primal.
Alright, Asaf is here. And he says, hey y'all, Alex and Meg, I recently got the game Hate. Can you share your opinion, please? And also for Mythic Battles Ragnarok, if that's okay. I think that will be all you. I haven't played either.
Have I played Ragnarok? No, we played Mythic Battles Isfet. I've played Mythic Battles and I've played Mythic Battles Isfet. You played Mythic Battles Isfet too. I have not played Mythic Battles Ragnarok. I like the Mythic Battles system. Ultimately, it is an army building and skirmish system, and those I find that I enjoy them, but I rarely really commit to them. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoy Mythic Battles. I think it's a very fun game, but it's not the kind of game system I'm going to commit to because I just don't want to deal with the army building. And yes, you can do pre-generated armies. I just find that's not my main type of game. As far as, what was the other one? Hate. I thought Hate was good. Like, I really enjoyed it, but not enough to invest into a campaign series. Meaning it's asking you to play like 6 games, something like that, and I like it, but I would always rather play this guy over here, The World of Smog, Rise of Moloch, also from Simon. I'd rather play that any day over Hate. More theme, better gameplay. You happy to play it at some point? Never. But yeah.
I just had an idea, Alex. It would have to be during like a non-travel time.
Go ahead, hit me.
I shouldn't say it live. I shouldn't say it, honestly.
That's up to you. I don't know what you're saying.
What if we did like a 24-hour live stream of playing games? I think 24 hours is too much. Maybe a 12-hour live stream.
I mean,
that's too little. That's like 4 games.
I'm open to a 24-hour live stream in theory. I'm not against it. I guess the main thing is, do I want to do a live? Like, Foster the Meeple is going to do their 3rd one in a second. Not in a second, soon enough. Do I want to do the main issue is I don't want to do it exclusively digitally. I'm open to doing it partially digitally, because it's a good way of looping in other content creator friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I can bring a ton of people in, so what is it, me, you, and AP playing games 24 hours? I mean, it's not the craziest. I'm open to doing it. It requires planning. And then possibly shifts. Shifts is also like,
I think there's a few people that would.
Yeah, there's options. I'm not super opposed to it. I'm not super enthusiastic about it,
it's an
but
idea.
I'm not super opposed to it.
Alright, Stacy says, I'm with Meg. I organize by how stuff fits mostly. I do have all of Scythe and all of Everett all together. Yeah, I tend to keep, like, all games together, like, they're things like that, but, I really need to go through my games. It's so bad.
By the way, can I just say, I love this new live stream concept we do. Basically, every other Thursday, I get to clean my basement and call it content, so thank you all.
I know, I was literally thinking, like, all I want to do is go home and clean my room. I want to clean my room.
I told you we can do it at your place.
I know, I'm tempted. Alright,
Like, look how nice these shelves look compared to before. Look at this. I opened up 6 more shelves for review copies from the back to come in here. All of these have shifted over. These are all my unplayed. This is all my played. When I played,
great.
I got a full cubby over there for the next time I want to rearrange some things. It's not perfect, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. Okay, go ahead.
Brian says, Asaf, they obviously hate it. It's in the name. It's required. Snow Samurai says, do you choose cool covers on the front or most played games? I think they mean what do you choose for the ones that are showing?
I choose, do I want to put this in like this?
Cool covers or ones that you play more often? But either way, you can answer with
So the answer I usually go for over here, it's usually, not always, it is cool covers is a factor, but it's also often games that have other stuff to go behind it. Not always. So behind Project Elite is more Project Elite. Behind Zombicide is more Zombicide. Behind Cusco is nothing, because Cusco is one game. And I don't want to forget that games exist, so if I don't have... In almost all cases, I think there might be one exception somewhere that I forgot about, which is the point. In almost all cases, if there's nothing that's the same behind it, then there's just nothing behind it, because I don't want to forget that games exist.
Katie says, could you add a random question to the next poll about how many people speed you up versus how many people slow you down? It would be interesting information given the goal of slowing down.
That is so fun. I love it. I love it. Although I'd be hesitant to read into it too much as far as change in the way I do things in the channel. Part of the problem you always have with these questions is, like, there's a famous joke about, sir, we just got the study back. Turns out 99% of people like responding to surveys.
Right.
Meaning effectively, the tricky part is knowing who's responding.
Right.
The people who are going to respond to my questionnaires like that are almost certainly people who have stuck with the channel more and watch more of my content, which means they didn't bounce off my fast talking. The people I'm trying to cater to are the people who would bounce off. They show up to one video and they're like, holy hell. Like, people are, again, this doesn't hurt my feelings. I filmed a whole, do you know I did this? I started filming response videos to common things. So now, if you post, hey, I wish you had more B-roll, you get like a 4-minute response video that I filmed.
What?
I filmed one response video that I just linked to it.
And it's just unlisted?
I just linked to it. It's unlisted. I just linked to it. I have 3. I have 3 right now, and I plan on adding more. But effectively, I want to be able to give new ones.
You need to just have one of them be the Rickrolled.
That would be great. That would be great. But I have 3 response videos right now. I have one for you talk too fast, one for you need B-roll, and one for any game found conflict of interest.
You're so
And all of them are designed to give nuanced answers to someone who has a genuinely good question or point. Like, if you think I talk too fast, that's a good, it's reasonable. But like, people will be like, holy hell, slow down. You have too much caffeine, like whatever it is. They're seeing me talk fast and they don't love it. And so like, I post response videos now to them. But anyways, those people who bounce off hard because of it, like, I feel bad. Like, it is what it is, but like, if I could slow down the theory.
You were so a particular way. Like,
yeah.
I think I can tell this story with
we're about to find out.
With just the bits I'm going to say. So I'm going to be like careful about what I say. But...
You do this so often, by the way. What you do, here's what I do. I will just say things and use my judgment.
Right. And I'm like,
and then sometimes I will find out later that I shouldn't have said the things. And you will be like, Alex, can I say the thing? And I'm like, we're live. I don't know how to answer it. I don't know what you're talking about. You're like, but can I say it? I'm like, I guess so. I have no idea.
I think it's fine.
You see this one talking about?
There was something that happened that Alex had an opinion on. And it was personal enough that he felt the need to share his opinion on the thing. And I think that part was completely valid.
I have no idea what this is, and I
cannot
wait.
And in order to share that opinion, he recorded like a half-hour-long video and sent it to the person. And I'm just like, yeah, that's one way to handle things. That's absolutely one way to tackle this situation, is to send them a link to your YouTube channel, to your YouTube video that you've privately uploaded for them.
Yep.
To explain your side of the situation.
Not the first time I've done it by a long shot.
See, I told that well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Not the first time I've done it either. I've done this like 4 or 5 times. So, yeah, there was a person who I like, a person in the board game space who I like, who did something that I didn't like. And I respect them. And I respect them still. Like, it doesn't change. You can like people if they don't do... You can still respect and like people who do things you don't like. But I respect them. And the most important part is I respect him enough that I think he would handle my video appropriately. It wouldn't be whatever.
And the video is to add context and tone and all of that, so that you keep a good relationship, but still, it's
and
just
part
so
of
funny.
it as well is you could talk to someone directly, but it can put them on the defensive very quickly. I think a video gives them time to process without having to respond to you right now in the moment. And so I filmed a 20-minute video explaining what I didn't like about the thing they did, how I still like them, how they should not read into this as a greater meaning into our friendship. Like, I still think we are friends. I still plan on being friends. Nothing's changing here. I believe in open communication. And so if you do something I don't like, I could hold on to that, or I could tell you what I didn't like and why. And it was received very well, by the way. We continued to have conversations, and it was received well. But yeah, I've done this 4 or 5 times. Honestly, I think they've always been received well.
Well, I'm going to say we have a lot of things, and it's 2:03.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to maybe quickly go through this. Guys, we can do like maybe 10 more minutes, but there's more filming to be done today, so... Alex, you also gotta you gotta be a little quicker, because there is a decent amount to get through.
Quicker? I have to be quicker?
Well,
see what I'm talking about. She'd be answering yes, go faster.
Not speed in your speech, but shortness in length of answer.
Oh, I talk fast so that I can say a lot.
I know. Question, your Zaya boxes look different than mine. What do you have?
Zaya. I don't understand. I have Zaya, and I have Zaya Legends of a Drift System, and it's being stored on its non-long way.
The wrong way.
If this would be the long way, it's being stored on the short way. Next question.
Remind me at the end before we leave. I want to say something to everybody.
Great, go ahead. Next question. Let's do this rapid fire.
All right. Monica says, I sort by box size, somewhat alphabetical with some exceptions. Some places I put together a game series, etc. Okay. Sorry, I'm going quick, you guys. Asaf says, I knew the answer would come somehow. Okay. Question, how do you organize your small box games? I use a stackable shoe shelf that sits on top of my bookcase. It displays the games well enough.
So for a Calyx cubby, most standard games are like 12 inches long, and a Calyx cubby is 15 inches long. And so to handle that means unless you're storing a long game, you have 3 inches on the reverse side of the Calyx. So almost all my small box games are right here, like these few shelves over here. I use those 3 inches to store all the small box games, just stacked along this way.
But they're still like just stacked as
yeah,
tall as
they're just stacked tall. But that way it's not taking up like Calyx cubbies. It's taking up the reverse side, and I know where they all are.
Mm-hmm. If I show off my game room, I have like a pantry in my game room. It's like a wardrobe thing that matches the other furniture. It was like a Hemnes IKEA product that they don't make anymore, but it has drawers and then shelves inside of it, and I use that, and I like it a lot. That's where I put a lot of like RPG stuff and like token trees as well and stuff like that. Okay. With so many games and a busy schedule, how long does it usually take you to decide whether or not to finish a campaign game? I think campaign games just get ghosted.
Yes, this answer.
they get ghosted.
Well,
It's unintentional usually.
Most
of them, it's unintentional.
If I don't like it enough, like I'll make a decision that I don't like it enough, and it's not that I don't like it. It's often that like Divinity you mentioned earlier. I think Divinity is great, but when I'm looking at all my campaign games, it's not gonna make the cut. I just know that. And then my once a year campaign purge, I make a much harder look at how realistic am I being and what should I or shouldn't I cut. Mm-hmm. Again, the reason I started that Tamashii gameplay is Dragon Eclipse came in and I was like, I don't want to get rid of Dragon Eclipse, so I have to play something. You and I are supposed to play Mechs and Minions to knock that out. Okay, I want to get that done. And then I want to start playing, like, so many games. And here's next.
And, so Mystery Miller, which is the game person, says, thank you for your opinion and feedback. I'll take that into consideration. When opinion is asked for, then it doesn't need sugar-coated, but if opinions are just given, then sugar-coat anyway. Oh,
I agree completely. I agree. If I don't walk around telling anyone that their game is bad or this, and again, I don't know if your game's bad, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I don't volunteer unsolicited feedback because that's not solicited. But if I'm asked for feedback, I try to be as direct as possible because I don't think it does the other person any favors to sugarcoat their feedback. Like when I'm talking to game designers, like I encourage them on this. I say, don't ask your playtesters whether they liked the game. That is a meaningless question that will not get you anywhere. People generally, some people on the internet excluded, people generally want to be nice. So if you say, do you like the game? The answer will be yes. You should be asking harder questions. What didn't you like about the game? Would you spend $70 on this? Why or why not? Do you like not just do you like it? Do you like it enough to spend $70? And like also make a prompt. They like please be as direct as possible with all feedback. As much as I appreciate your kindness, if you're just going to be kind, it doesn't help me iterate the product. So that when feedback's solicited, directness is helpful. What are you looking up?
Well, so this is like very random, but someone said if you had unlimited money and a big mansion, what would your ultimate board game room look like? And then Monica said, good question. So I'm just gonna quickly answer this. There's someone named Captain Dangerous, and her name is Kai, and she has a private account as well, and she does like photography for Nintendo. And her basement, she shows off like a lot of her house. Her basement is my dream game room. Like the walls are all black with like glowing lights like this. There's plants everywhere and like a lot of like wood tones. So there's also someone, Rachel Maxey, that she does weird stuff in her house that I think I would try to have like a fake tree in my house. I would have like trees and tavern stuff. It would look like Ren Fair inside of my house. Do you have a better answer than that?
No. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize.
Okay. I'm unsure if should I keep reading?
Yeah, I can take over and go really quickly.
So much.
Should I take over and go quickly?
Sure.
Okay, pass me the tablet. Okay.
We're at Vegas Geek 3D.
Okay, Vegas Geek 3D. Cthulhu Midai starting to take up a lot of room. I think I'm going to have to remove it, divide it, get it off into my calyx. I mean, does it make a difference? I have it kind of in just two calyxes. I don't know if it matters. Keep doing what you're doing. Your content is great the way it is. Thank you so much. Gary May, every episode I wonder what does Alex keep behind his front-facing game boxes? E.g. is Tamashii all there? Yes, we covered this already. Brian, like just recently. Brian, Alex Meg, CDG significantly changed the art for Elder Scrolls playmat. How much do you think creators need to stick to the original art for editions? Seems like bait and switch. Ooh, that's a great question. That requires a more complicated answer. The very short answer I'll give is I understand the frustrations around it. I think when it comes to crowdfunding, you are backing a work in progress. That is part and parcel. Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't mean you'll always like the progress. Very often we treat it like it's mostly done, right? It's 99% done. I think creators have to be given license to change things. I think the bait and switch would come if they're like, we promised you art. Turns out there's no art. Never mind. That, to me, is more bait and switch as opposed to changing it to art that has a different vision than you do. So.
And the thing I think as well is that working with an IP, I think that they had to do very specific things very specific ways, whereas if it was like a Too Many Bones game, they could do whatever they wanted. So I think sometimes like it's a group effort and not always directly them.
Yeah. Cyber Jeff, I prefer Game Fam because it's more focused. When I go to Kickstarter, it's them there 3 hours later researching a robot pet I'll never buy. I think they want you there 3 hours later, but they do want you to buy that robot pet. Rick Bach, just tuned in, looking good. Rick, I'm seeing you in a few weeks, right? At Gamma, possibly. Huckleberry, hello, love you guys on the channel. Is it 1 week? Holy hell! Oh my gosh. The videos got my wife and I through our IVF journey and the birth of our baby girl. She's also slightly mad at you that I got into Zombicide. Aww. For the first part. I guess sorry for the second part. Brian, thanks Alex for the Kickstarter Game Found. I was fishing for what features you think Game Found still has an edge over Kickstarter. Well, if you're fishing for that, you should have asked for that. That's a longer question. I'm not trying to avoid it. We're trying to wrap right through this.
Ask us next week.
There are still more features. First of all, the basic answer I'll give you is the features we currently have are still better than the versions that they are coming out with. but also, like, there's still plenty others, but ask this next week. Monica, Game Brewer, basically only one man trying to finish the last of the deliveries now. Yep. Zachary got 2 standing desks and put them together to make a game table, trying to make it a habit to do more gaming while standing. I like that. I like that idea. Monica, is there a campaign that has never delivered or delivered years after the original delivery date? Yes, Storm Thunder still hasn't delivered, and when it does deliver, if it delivers, will be years later. Chris, my wife thinks I have too many games. Sheesh, we definitely, what?
Chai also hasn't, right?
Try it?
Chai? Tifa.
Chai Tifa 2, but that's not a campaign. Oh, I guess campaign game versus campaign. I see what happened now. I don't know the answer.
Who knows?
Chris Arvis, my wife thinks I have too many games. Yes, show her this anytime you want. Also, then tell her that it's your job. Not that it makes a difference. I would have these either way. Nad for Peru. Have either of you heard of Personal Vendetta that just dropped on Kickstarter a few days ago? Can't wait for it to arrive. Never heard of it. Monica, Crystal, there's no such thing as too many games, just too little space. This is true. Stacy, I still have money. The idea that all your money is safe electronically is foolish. Interesting. I don't share that opinion. My opinion is if we lose, here's my opinion, ready? If we lose all our access to our electronic currency, my problems are not going to be about how much money I have hidden in the mattress. We are in for a very big problem.
Right.
We're talking like end of times. Hemi, question for Meg. Are you still involved in the Pokemon world?
No, not really. I used to, over like the pandemic, I would buy boxes and still like do that and collect, but I kind of fell out of that when it got really expensive.
Monica, nifty counters. Yes. Successful. I want to play Primal. Yes. Monica, Meg said it. Don't know what you said. Vegas Geek. I took the plunge, picked up Primal last month, put on my 10x10, hope to table it this weekend. It's so good.
I want to play
Stacy, we need to revise. Okay, we need to go over 10x10s, 10x10 plans.
Yes.
Stacy, 24-hour live stream if you had a few friends to do it, some can nap while others played. Saf, 24 hours playing, I'm in. Just need a cigarette break every once in a while. Saf, if you want to come down here, you can be part of the 24-hour live stream, no problem. Monica, I do a New Year's Eve game-a-thon each year. Robbie, can we make donations so you two come to our house and clean our game rooms? That depends on how big the donation is.
That
how far
would be
you live.
so fun.
But yes. Brian, cool. Elden Ring. Alex should do an unboxing video. Yes, Brian, I should. Successful. Hey, I wish Alex featured Meg in more videos. Yes, I mean, she's in a decent amount.
I try.
Aaron, well, now I just comment those 3 things to the videos. Asaf, also, Meg, you get to play Stalker. What did you think? She did not get to play Stalker.
No, I still haven't.
Stacy, B-roll takes a lot of time. Channels that do not post as many videos as you, Alex. Also talking fast allows some more videos, so it all adds up to more videos. Yes.
You're saying this so fast.
Successful Geek, Alex's opinions. Yes. Aaron, time for Meg to take a break. To break an NDA. Yes. Stacy, smiley face. Yes. Successful Geek, at least Alex still likes being... No, not even finishing a sentence. Cyberjeff, did you see that comment?
No.
At least Alex still likes being called.
Oh.
There we go. It's a Discord joke. I'm not even gonna block the comment. You can go read it. I just refuse to say it on the internet. Cyberjeff, I've seen quite a. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not. I'm not. It's such a bad story. Never mind.
We gotta hurry.
I'm thinking of the Chip Theory game story because of that.
Stop.
Yeah. Cyberjeff, I've seen quite a few people come and go on board games to space. I've noticed some crash and burn. How fragile is business? How do you protect yourself from doing what Kakalope did? That is a longer conversation, but I do think people do crash and... Actually, it's not a longer conversation. The first thing is, I filmed an entire video on this yesterday that'll be going up in the next 2 weeks.
So it is a longer conversation.
Yes, it is a long conversation. The video is called, Is Board Game Content Creation Broken? No, it's not clickbait. That's the entire conversation of the video. But yeah, you can go into that. As far as how do I protect myself from doing what Kakalope did, 2 answers. One is I am successful enough that I have achieved a degree of not needing to crash out and burn. Thankfully, I'm very grateful for that. One of the problems you have is when you don't get to achieve any level of success, or at least enough to keep you motivated. The second is I have another job, so I'm not relying on this for my income. I'm relying on it for part of my income, but I'm relying on GameFound as well. If I was just relying on this, I'd have to pivot. Successful Geek, sorry, just for my opinion, he chased video. Okay, that's a crack low. Chill Clinton, what happened? Okay, successful. Chill Clinton, just never mind. Jose, no joke. I wish I had time to redo my shelves as a fantasy. Monica, I have bully shelves for my rectangular games, smaller games, for my TTR, Star box, and Big. I have a different shelf for my IKEA.
I have a closet too where I have some small boxes and all my playmats and stuff.
Cyberjeff, I think it was the perception of asking money, not okay. Nope. Now moving on. Monica, I forgot to playtest 3X. I get to playtest 3X and rights from Motor City Games. Ooh, nice. Ooh. They're great. I was stamped as an influencer due to 3 Sisters. Nice. Successful. Cyberjeff. Oh, for sure. Okay, Cyberjeff, fair point. No, moving on.
Games.
I'm trying to avoid all the drama stuff. Successful Week. I'm once again asking to bring back camp co-op streams for campaign playthroughs. We
almost played a game today. So.
Yeah, well, I'm saying we did the Cliff Medai in our camp co-op-ish live
Right,
play.
I think we will be playing more, especially once winter's over. Right now, it is like ice everywhere, so it's not easy, but once that stops,
okay.
Hopefully.
2 questions left. Nico, you guys live together? If not, how big is Meg's collection compared to Alex? No, she lives around 10 minutes away, and your collection is how big?
You guys were gonna find out because I need to call, but like I don't know, because the last time I stopped tracking my games was at about like 250 maybe, And that was like 2 years ago, straight up 2 years ago. So I don't know, and I don't want to think about it, and it's a issue.
We're gonna do a call. So what's next? No, successful Brian.
Are we caught up?
Oh,
Because
we all
say
caught up. So just gonna say, Cyber Jeff says sorry for the drama. We're just talking internally. No, nothing to apologize at all.
Yeah, you're
I
fine.
just think that talking about another content creator is something that requires so much nuance and the right approach that I am hesitant to do it when I'm trying to rush through the last 7 videos, last 1,700 comments. So that's you're totally fine. You've done nothing wrong. I'm just skipping over it because that requires a lot more diligence to respond appropriately. Anyways, what's the thing that you're saying?
Before we go, for those of you that haven't heard, because it happened while we were at Level Up and we haven't really, I don't think we've been on anything since then, but I was announced as a new Final Girl promo. So I'm going to be a Final Girl with Van Ryder. It's going to be me and Julie, and we're going to be promos at Gen Con. And also, for those of you that know Mifa, my dog, she's going to be on my miniature, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but she's my secret item card, so she is also going to be in the game. But yeah, so that's like a fun little thing that there will be promos at Gen Con. I believe there will be a Final Girl room where I may or may not be at certain points at Gen Con. But yeah, so if you haven't heard, I'm very excited.
Oh gosh, we're gonna have to plan our Gen Con meetings around your Final Girl stuff, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's you have to find it. We gotta find information.
Okay.
Anyways,
Also, like during that stream, they announced that they're making masks that are like Hollywood grade, actual horror masks, and those are also gonna be there. And when I agreed to go to that room, I didn't know how scary it was gonna be in that room. So we'll see how that goes, because now I'm quite nervous, but we'll see.
anyways, we're gonna go and call it so we can go film some videos. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Fast Mag.
And have a good one.
Bye.
It's still
I don't know why my hand
It's still
is like
going.
that. That
It
was
just,
so
yeah,
weird.
it just is what it is. But yeah, that's the live stream. We'll be back next week with a live stream on Thursday again, assuming things go as planned. I do not believe we'll be reorganizing. I'm not even saying we're done with the organizing, but I think we'll take a break. But it will be something. It might be playing a game. It might be just me doing a regular Q&A myself. It might be any number of things. We shall find out. The week after that, we will both be at Gamma, which means no live stream the week after that. But what's up?